Welcome to Module 3, Lesson 5. In this lesson, we will show how to use the online interactive food buying guide to complete the food production record, long form. Follow along using the completed form in the manual. The following lunch menu will be used to complete the food production record: skim milk, whole wheat spaghetti with meat sauce, mixed green salad, and green beans. Record each meal component in column 1. Skim milk is the milk component, 80% lean ground beef is the meat alternate, mixed green salad is the vegetable component, frozen green beans are the second vegetable component, and whole grain spaghetti noodles are the grain component. The spaghetti sauce contributes toward the first vegetable component. 30 3 to 5-year-old children and 5 adults, for a total of 35 people, are expected to eat lunch. The same serving size is planned for both the children and adults. Circle 3 to 5 years as the reference age group at the top of the food production record and enter 35 in column 5 for the estimated number to be served for each menu item. Let's start with milk. Search for milk in the food buying guide and look for the entry that uses gallons as the purchase unit, since the milk is purchased in gallons. Enter 1 gallon in column 2. The meal pattern for 3 to 5-year-olds requires 3/4 cup of milk at lunch. The food buying guide indicates that there are 21.3 3/4 cup servings in a gallon of milk. Enter 21.3 in column 3, servings per purchase unit. Enter 3/4 cup in column 4 for the planned serving size. 35 has been entered in column 5 as the estimated number to be served. Next, we will calculate the amount to prepare. The formula to use is provided in the heading of column 6. The instructions indicate to divide column 5 by column 3. In the example, 35 is divided by 21.3. The answer is 1.64. 1.64 gallons of milk is not measurable, so is rounded up to the nearest quarter gallon. 1.75 is recorded in column 6 as the amount to prepare. The next menu item is ground beef, which fulfills the meat alternate component. Since ground beef is purchased by the pound, enter 1 pound or its abbreviation in column 2. Search for ground beef in the food buying guide. The servings per purchase unit varies depending on the fat content. This example uses 80% lean ground beef, which is 20% fat. The serving size required by the meal pattern for 3 to 5-year-olds is 1.5 ounces. The food buying guide indicates there are 7.89 1.5 ounce servings of cooked meat in each pound of 20% raw ground beef. Enter 7.89 in column 3, servings per purchase unit. Enter 1.5 ounces for the planned serving size in column 4. The estimated number to be served is 35 and is already entered in column 5. To determine the amount to prepare, divide 35, estimated number to be served, in column 5 by 7.89, servings per purchase unit, in column 3. The result is 4.44. Round up to the nearest 1/4 to get 4.5 pounds of ground beef. Enter 4.5 in column 6 as the amount to prepare. Next is the vegetable component. 1/4 cup is required by the meal pattern. A mixed green salad is used for the vegetable component. When searching for lettuce in the food buying guide, note there are several different types. In the example, mixed greens with equal amounts of iceberg and romaine with shredded carrots and red cabbage is used. Also note from the serving size per meal contribution column that 1/4 cup raw vegetables credits only as 1/8 cup of vegetables. Because spaghetti sauce is also served at this meal, the 1/4 cup vegetable serving for 3 to 5-year-olds will be met. There are 25.7 1/4 cup servings per pound bag. Enter pound as the purchase unit in column 2. 25.7 is the number of servings per pound in column 3, and 1/4 cup is the planned serving size in column 4. 35 is the estimated number to be served from column 5. 35 in column 5 divided by 25.7 in column 3 equals 1.362 pounds. Round up to 1.5 pounds. Fresh vegetables are generally purchased by the pound but served in cups. So in addition to 1.5 pounds in column 6, you might also record the volume as 10 cups. When planning a salad, don't forget the salad dressing included in the Other Foods category of the food buying guide. Decide your planned serving size and determine the amount needed at lunch by performing the same calculations. The amount needed for the meal can be recorded at the bottom of the food production record. However, this is an optional step since salad dressing is not a required meal pattern component. The next menu item is green beans. They count as a second vegetable allowed by the meal pattern in place of fruit on the menu. Green beans appear in several forms in the food buying guide. Select green bean, frozen, since that is the form used in the example. The 3 to 5 year age group will receive a 1/4 cup serving of green beans. The servings per purchase unit is 11.6 1/4 cup servings per pound. Since frozen green beans are purchased by the pound, enter pound in column 2 and 11.6 in column 3. Enter 1/4 cup as the planned serving size in column 4. 35 has been entered in column 5 as the estimated number to be served. To calculate the amount to prepare, divide 35 in column 5 by 11.6 servings per purchase unit in column 3. The result is 3.017 pounds. Round up to 3.25 pounds and enter it as the amount to purchase in column 6. The next component is grains. Spaghetti noodles are used for this menu item. The meal pattern requires 1/2 ounce equivalent of grain for 3 to 5 year olds at lunch. Based on the grain chart in the CACFP Manual, Chapter 2, 1/2 ounce equivalent is 1/4 cup of spaghetti noodles. To find them in the food buying guide, search for pasta. Several different forms of pasta are available to choose from. This example uses whole wheat spaghetti pasta. Under Spaghetti, find the selection that lists whole wheat, regular, dry. The food buying guide indicates there are 34 1/4 cup servings of cooked whole wheat spaghetti noodles per pound of dry pasta. On the food production record, enter pound in column 2 as the purchase unit and enter 34 servings per purchase unit in column 3. Record 1/4 cup for the planned serving size in column 4. 35 is the estimated number to be served in column 5. To determine the amount to prepare, divide 35 planned servings in column 5 by 34 servings per pound in column 3. The result is 1.03 pounds. This number must be rounded up to 1.25. Enter 1.25 in column 6. The last component is the additional vegetable contributed by the spaghetti sauce. 1/8 cup is needed when combined with a 1/8 cup of lettuce to ensure participants receive the 1/4 cup vegetable required by the meal pattern. However, it is acceptable to serve more than required, so 1/4 cup will be the planned serving size, since it will produce a more acceptable product. Search for spaghetti sauce in the food buying guide listed under tomato products, canned. The item is purchased in number 10 cans, so enter number 10 can in column 2. The food buying guide states there are 47.9 1/4 cup servings in a number 10 can. Enter 47.9 as the number of servings per purchase unit in column 3. Enter 1/4 cup as the planned serving size in column 4. 35 is the estimated number to be served in column 5. Next, perform the calculation to determine the amount to prepare. Divide 35 in column 5 by 47.9 in column 3. The answer is 0.73. Round up to 0.75. Enter 0.75 number 10 cans in column 6 as the amount to prepare. If the ground beef and spaghetti sauce are mixed together, the total amount prepared must be measured. For example, this recipe hypothetically makes 1 gallon or 16 cups. Divide 16 cups by the planned number of servings in column 5. 16 cups divided by 35 is 0.45. Round up to 1/2 cup. 1/2 cup is the amount each child must be served to meet minimum meal pattern component requirements for the meat and vegetable. For help in converting decimals to cups, use the interactive food buying guide. Click on Home, then Resource Center and Tables. Select decimal equivalents to the nearest portion of a cup for fruits and vegetables. The total yield, number of servings, serving size, and meal pattern contribution is information that must be included in standardized recipes required for CACFP. Once the total volume prepared and the required serving sizes are determined, this information should be recorded on your center recipe. The Recipe Analysis Workbook, RAW, included on the Interactive Food Buying Guide, is another tool to calculate the component contribution of your center recipes. When using a USDA standardized recipe, record the recipe number in column 2 of the food production record. The number of servings prepared must be greater than or equal to the estimated number to be served in column 5. For example, if the USDA spaghetti and meat sauce recipe is used, it states a 1 cup serving provides 2 ounces meat, 3/8 cup vegetable, and 1 grain serving for school-aged children. Record the recipe number D350 in column 2 for the meat, vegetable, and grain components. The recipe serving size for 3 to 5-year-olds can be adjusted downward by multiplying the serving size in each component by 0.75. The result is a planned serving size of 3/4 cup that would provide 1.5 ounces meat, 1/4 cup vegetable, and 3/4 ounce equivalent of grain. The USDA spaghetti and meat sauce recipe makes 25 or 50 servings. The number to prepare in the example is 35. Making 25 would result in too little, and making 50 would be too much. We will select the recipe for 25 and adjust it upward. Enter 25 as the servings per purchase unit in column 3. Divide 35 in column 5 by 25 in column 3. The result is 1.4. Enter 1.4 recipes in column 6, the amount to prepare. When prepared, each ingredient in the recipe for 25 must be multiplied by 1.4. Module 2, Lesson 12 provides additional information on how to adjust the amount to prepare when using standardized recipes so it matches the number to be served in your operation. It is recommended to always use USDA standardized recipes, but it is especially important for mixed dishes such as macaroni and cheese or tuna and noodles to ensure participants receive the required amount of meat or meat alternate and not too much grain. This concludes Lesson 5. Continue on to Lesson 6 to learn how to use an Excel food production record workbook that performs calculations for you.